great thing about university collections is they function like libraries do for researchers. So when you go into a library, you pick up a book and you can read that book. It contains a tremendous amount of information, right? And so the fact that all these books are stored at the library makes a library like the center of knowledge, essentially, containing all those books. The same is true of, say, a specimen in a natural history collection. It's an original specimen. It's collected at original time in one place. So each specimen is like a single unique book in a library.
We can't go back in time to see how things were. The only way to do that is to look at materials that have been saved from that time period.
In the grand scale of things, we are a small collection. We have roughly 4 million individual specimens, which sounds like ever so much, but if you go into one of the big ones like the American Natural History Museum or the Smithsonian, the Natural History Museum, they have floors on floors on floors of insects alone. But what we have here is a great pocket of stuff from Minnesota or from the Midwest. This one hasn't been opened in a while. So I mean, this is a very typical way of storing some of the larger butterflies and moths. They're so big, they take up so much space, and space actually is probably one of our biggest concerns in the last couple years in the collection. We're trying to save as much of it as we can.
The University of Northern Louisiana just lost all its collections, gave them away because they wanted to build a new athletics facility, and it was in the way. And so those collections will now be dispersed to other collections that maybe have space for them, but it's a tremendous loss, I think, to the state. It's very short-sighted.
So it can be difficult sometimes to get public attention. Sometimes a lot of people in the university don't even know that we have an insect collection.
It's expensive to run the collections. They often need special facilities, climate-controlled facilities, fireproof facilities.
I completely understand why a child would rather go to the zoo to see a tiger than go to the Natural History Museum to see a tiger.
The bottom line is we're here to educate about nature. Do museums serve a purpose beyond just storing specimens? Of course. When you bring in the idea that we're educating the people, that's a whole different thing than just a bunch of dead plants or a bunch of dead animal skins or a bunch of bones.
And so as technology improves, we're learning more and more things about these specimens. And we can use them in ways that we never dreamed possible. And so when I go out and collect a specimen today, put it in the collection downstairs, I have no idea what someone will use it for in 100 years or 150 years. But it'll be down there. And if someone comes up with a cool technology, which I'm sure they will, it'll be there waiting for them.